There it goes. Start streaming. Streaming, recording. All right, we are recording. All these new things, these new technologies. Sandy Evenson, it's wonderful to celebrate this day with you. We have been doing some celebrating, and because your Kindle version of the book reached #1 bestseller. But today is a day of celebration as your launch team supports you in getting this book out to the world. And it's been quite an amazing journey. So let's have a conversation. My name is Becky Norwood with Spotlight Publishing House. This is Sandy Evenson. Her book, The Woo Woo Way, Unblock Your Chakras and Transform Your Life. And I see you have your whole beautiful display. What a colorful, gorgeous display that is.
Thank you. It's like, what do I do here? Let me put some books up. Oh my goodness. This is so exciting. And yay, #1 on the Kindle. Awesome.
Yes, it's been pretty wonderful. So Sandy, let's talk about this journey that you have been on to get this book. What have you always believed in the woo-woo way? What has that journey been to get to this to the place
Oh my
you are
goodness. I think I had an inner knowing that that was there, but I am, I always tell everybody I have this big inner science geek. And so I delve into so much of that. And what I love about what I'm writing about here is that it's science-based as well, has really been accepted everywhere. But I'm using that term woo-woo because so many people said that to me when I first started diving into this work of learning about the energy system within our bodies and how we can affect our emotions and our physical pain, everything.
Well, it's something that I think for the most part, for a long time, it was not accepted.
Exactly.
But as people begin to realize, and our world is really changing as the awareness begins to grow, and I think every one of us have it within us, but we don't always tap into it.
Right. And a big point that I make in the book is that we spend a lot of time trying to make that connection, trying to get closer to divine or source. And we're always using the upper space, in our minds or trying to access our intuition or whatever. And we need that. We need all those modalities of, meditation and yoga or prayer or many other things like that. But we can't get there very easily because of what's happening below within us. And so that's what this is about. It's a journey about discovering all the power that we have, all this energy that's inside of us that's trapped. So once you clear that, you can get the rest, you can get the clarity you're looking for.
So how does one go about starting to clear these kind of energies? I think in reading your book, it was one of the first times that I clearly understood, because you use the analogy of a house. You talk about the attic and you talk about the basement and,
Yes.
everything in between, the kitchen.
Yes. And I was searching for a way to make it easier for people to understand it, because it does tend to be too sciencey and too teachy. I took a lot of that out, or too woo-woo for people, with like, roll your eyes and walk away. So with this, I created this metaphor analogy of renovating a house and what that can be like if you could compare that inner workings of a house to the inner workings in your body, this invisible energy system that's governed by the chakras, these energy centers throughout us. And so as you read the book, you see that the foundation of a house represents your foundation, your root chakra. And it continues to go all the way up. For instance, the basement then is the second chakra. And everywhere in that house, if you've ever done any work on a house, whether it's old or new, there are surprises. And especially if you're doing a renovation, like what's underneath that floorboard or behind the wall or stuck in the pipes, right? So that's how I get everybody to see it and work through like what's what's packed in the shadows of your basement, for instance, back there in those boxes that you schlep everywhere with you. Maybe we should go discover that.
So you talk about in your book about emotional EFT or emotional freedom technique. What
Mhm.
is that? Can you kind of give a demonstration of what that is?
Absolutely. So that's what started it all. I was introduced to this amazing mind body tool called EFT, which stands for Emotional Freedom Technique or tapping. And it's called tapping because you do simply tap with your fingertips on points along your face and your body. So they're very, very easily accessed. It's if you could compare it to acupuncture, these are like acupressure points, and we just use a few of them. And when you do it, you talk out loud or even to yourself about what's in your head. So instead of avoiding negativity, which I was taught for years, and many of us have been, we actually express it. So, for instance, if you're anxious or stressed or even angry or frustrated, you use those thoughts as you tap. So the taps are at the meridian endpoints that run that energy system running through our body. Now science keeps talking about the vagal nerve and all of that, so it's all connected. And the points are just at the tip of the eyebrow. Here it's called the eyebrow point,
Right in the
close,
middle there, huh?
right at the end of that brow,
Yeah.
on that bone, really. And
Okay.
then the next one is at the side of the eye, at the end of the brow, on the bone. Underneath the eye, again on the bone. So it's that orbital bone here under the eye, under the nose, under the lip at the chin. And then the collarbone is here where these bones start to come together. You come down and out a little bit. There's an indentation. So that's a collarbone point. And there's one under the arm, about 4 inches down, right in line with the chest or the bra. And I don't always do that on camera, depending, because it can be awkward. And there's one at the top of the head. You can kind of go around. So it's simply like that. It does not matter the sequence. It doesn't matter right or left hand or both, because you can do both. And sometimes you'll start with one and switch because you're tired, but it doesn't matter. And you can also tap on one point. For instance, there's another one here on the side of the hand. I used this one a lot when I was going through some major stresses and sitting in intensive care with my now late husband, talking to doctors and nurses. And I would just have my hands sort of between my knees, leaning in, listening, all the while doing this to keep myself calm. So I gravitate to this one. I do this a lot. If you put your hand on your heart, the fingertip and thumb will rest right at those 2 points at the collarbone, but you're also at the heart chakra, which is there at, like the chest bone. So you're right there. And, I did that. I was living down south in Savannah, Georgia, and I thought, oh my goodness, people do this all the time. Bless their heart, right? So you can do that and nobody knows. Nobody knows. And simply just putting your hand there will rest you, will bring you down. And the tapping alone without words works. So even just a little bit of that, I'll tend to teach children the fingertips, because then, they can be in school and do that. Nobody knows what the heck they're doing. Many, many different ways that I can teach people. But the idea, if I can give you an example, let's just say stress. Think of an example, a time when you're stressed. Well, everybody in the world, we're collectively stressed
We
right
all
now.
know what that is.
So many things going on. In fact, the percentages of people stressed has gone through the roof. So just think about the words that are in your head, and you can follow along and repeat after me, or you can just insert your own words. When I do this as a one-on-one coach, they absolutely repeat after me, because I'm pulling things that they've already told me and we're repeating them. So just think about this, and easy, easy, easy. And I like to start here. So it's like eyebrow point. Oh, I am so stressed. The side of the eye. I can't stand all this anxiety. This is driving me crazy. I should have never said that. Why did he say that to me? I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I'm really so stressed. I'm so anxious. And how am I going to ever do this? And it's just that kind of rotation. And what happens as you do this, especially as you kind of practice, it gets a little bit more familiar because you're noticing your body. And as you do it, you'll get a little shift within your body. Now, generally, as I train people, and you'll see on my website, there's a free anxiety relief guide there. Anxiety relief at your fingertips, it's called. So there's steps where you can actually identify how much stress you're in on a scale from 1 to 10 or 0 to 10. If 1 is all calm and 10 is like panicky, where are you, right? And you'll discover that we're often walking around above a 5 every day, all the time. We're always there. So if you can kind of notice how you might go from that 5 or 6 up to the 10 really quick, or a lot of people tell me, oh, 10 plus, we're still going. So when you do this, it just actually, it's been proven and studied that it stops that fight, flight, freeze response, the thing that helps you, run from a burning fire in a building. But if we do this all day long with all this stress, it's actually now called the third trauma, where you have an ongoing stress and trauma to your body. So when you measure this in the beginning and you say, well, I'm up there today, I'm an 8, and then you go through those steps and you feel a little shift in your body. You'll feel it. You'll feel like a little relaxation. You may yawn, you may cough or sneeze or, any of that, cry. And that is energy releasing, and you'll feel it. And at that point, you never have to fix it and say, everything's fine, I love myself. All you say is, I am open to release this. And I'm just going to honor how I feel. I'm just going to honor how anxious I am. Of course I'd feel this way. And it's just an acknowledgement of it. And it really...
There's such a calming effect. I've used tapping for a very long time too. And when you remember to use it, there's times.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. It's just a matter of just tuning in and making sure that you take the time to do it.
Yeah. And that's the very thing I find the hardest to teach people, is to out of the busy mind into the body. Mm-hmm. So as you begin to be more aware of your body, you find where is your stress? Where does it manifest? I used to talk a lot about that in hairdressing, because people would start to lose hair for some reason and not know why, or have something with their scalp. And so some of us might get lower back pain or headaches or shortness of breath and rapid heartbeat. There's always
There's so much, yes,
that you do. And when you can feel that coming on, you can stop and take breath. And just as I do, I go to the collarbone all the time, but you can do anything and just take a breath and notice it. I tend to actually ask, what is this? Am I hungry? Am I thirsty? Do I need a nap? Nope, something's coming up. And you will see it'll quickly come to you what's going on, because you're out of the busy, I should, I could have, I would have, all of that inner critic, and you come down into your body. That's your inner self trying to get your attention.
Beautiful. Well, this book is very fascinating. You've done a marvelous job.
Thank you.
To bring this, a book that is very relatable because of the analogies that you use and the storytelling that you were able to incorporate into the book. And you have some very wonderful endorsements. So the work that you went through to reach out to people and ask them to pre-read the book, and all the things that you did. How has this journey been for you?
Oh my goodness. I said today, in my industry, we coined a word called nerve-sighted, where you're really nervous and you're really excited. And I'm definitely more excited, but that little bit of buzz in my body is telling me, oh my goodness, it's been such a journey. I never knew how much was involved, from this idea of having a book to share this information to help women everywhere, and some of the men who are reading it love it too. It's been a crazy journey. And I have to say, kudos to you, Becky, and Spotlight Publishing for your amazing team, because you teamed me up. You introduced me to editors I got to meet and work with quite intensively. A beautiful copy editor, Lynn Thompson, and who knew there was more than one kind of editing. First of all, I'd already done, there was 3 months worth of layout of what's it called, formatting and everything. And so then also the amazing Maggie Mongan, who's, the visibility marketing partner, who has created these crazy, amazing images that everybody on Facebook and everywhere else on social media has been seeing and will keep seeing. So, that's been incredible. I did not know the amount of work that goes into it, and absolutely could have never done this on my own. Yes. So, I love this idea of your style of hybrid publishing, where you get me there and I don't have to pull my hair out trying to figure out how.
There's a lot to know. There is a lot to know in publishing, and it takes, I always firmly believe that it takes teamwork to make the dream work. And
yes.
and that's why we've been able to pull together a really cool team, and there's so many other moving parts goes with that as well. But this is just the beginning, truly, to keep this book out there and selling. This is just the starting point.
Yes, it's definitely the starting point, because I'm going to create an amazing offer from this to help more people come together and, work with the principles there. And there's so much more that I haven't even written about to go deeper with everyone.
Right, and you have a playbook at the end of the book, which is pretty fascinating.
Yes.
It gives them something to work on and go back and refer to. So you've done so much in the right way, and kudos to you, because you stuck with it, because it can be daunting, it can be consuming as far as the time. But congratulations for bringing a beautiful book to the world. Yeah. And for those that are listening, there's all these little buttons across the bottom.
Yes, click those buttons,
click the buttons, and you can purchase the book. You can learn more about Sandy by going to her website. You can connect with her on Facebook. And if you want to learn more about publishing, you can click either one of the other 2 buttons. So the Woo Woo Way, unblock your chakras and transform your life. Thank you for working with us. Thank you for trusting us to help you to bring this book to the world in this way. And I know it's going to serve you really well as you grow your business and as you attract all the wonderful people that need to hear your beautiful message.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Sandy. Wonderful. With that, we will close this recording, and stop streaming. But congratulations. We're very happy for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.